right, guys. I don't know. I might be too far into this now. I'm too far into the sauce. I really believe in this team.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
I am in a place of no return. Last game, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. But also I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm impressed, but I'm disappointed, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at this post in particular. I didn't see it during the game, but Chris Paul was apparently coaching our guys up. And then we'll take a look at BetUS odd in particular that I found quite interesting. And then I'll tell you my overall thoughts about last game and why I'm kind of disappointed. Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video, by the way. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Chris Paul. Let me see. I didn't actually listen. It's probably no sound. Let me see. Yeah, you can't hear a word. You have to just read his lips. But Chris Paul is obviously coaching our guys up. One thing that people missed as well is you can see Devin Vassell doing some coaching as well, right? So him and Chris Paul, and we're starting to forget this, but Devin Vassell is gradually going into that veteran category. Gradually, okay? I don't like to put the veteran label on just anybody, but he's kind of getting there. But yeah, he's coaching the guys up. You love to see it. Great leadership. He's talking to everybody. Let's see, giving CD Sissoko a high five, giving Steph Castle a high five. And here, let me go ahead and say this about Chris Paul, okay? I think this season, the most immediate thing that everyone's going to see, the most noticeable improvement of the team is going to be statistics from, in my opinion, Devin Vassell and Wembanyama. You're going to see them getting much easier shots, and I think that the win column is going to improve as well, right? At first I was at the 20 range. Oh, you can't even see this. At first I was at the 20 range, and then I was at the 30 range, and guys, I'm kind of in the 40s now, man. I think the Spurs legitimately could win close to 44 games. That's my final verdict, is that we win 44 games. And I know that's crazy. I know that's wild. I'm just that bought in to this team. And that first preseason game made me even more bought in, because I think you need to contextualize it a little bit. But like I said, this is what I was trying to get at. Right now, I think that what everyone's going to notice is statistics going to be better from Devin and Wembanyama. And I think that the winning category is going to be much better, much improved. But what I think is the most important, because I still don't know if the Spurs make the playoffs, and I still don't know if the Spurs make any noise whatsoever near the end of the season, and I still don't know if Chris Paul will remain with the team past trade deadline. I don't think that that'll be the case. But with that being said, the most important thing is this right here, this connection right here that he's having with Steph Castle. Because while I think that Devin is going to have a great season and possibly even an MIP season, and I think Wemby is going to have an MVP caliber season, I think Castle is the person that's most important, or that is the most important on my tier list for Chris Paul being there. Because at the end of the day, he's going to definitely help him. He has high basketball IQ. They already have a connection, and I'm pretty sure he can see the potential Steph Castle has. And keep in mind, Chris Paul is great friends with SGA, and he also helped bring out that SGA potential. So I could very well see Castle learning a lot his first season and being able to take that into the future as, you know, hopefully our future point guard. So I think that that's what's most important. But right now, immediate, what we're going to see and what everyone's going to point to is, wow, Devin Vassell and Wemby look much better. And by the way, obviously Sohan as well. Sohan's going to get more easy shots. I don't know what his stats will look like. I think he'll still have a pretty nuanced game where a lot of people aren't giving him the credit he might deserve, you know, especially on the defensive end. But yeah, he'll find him on those cuts just like Wemby did last season. And it was a very high clip, mind you. I mean, he was one of the top in the league as far as cuts. I could bring that stat up, but I think we did a video on it already. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into BetUS, and then I'll give you my thoughts on last game and why I'm a little bit disappointed. So like I said, I think Wembanyama is going to be someone that scores a lot of points, more easier points. And they have this special here. So this NBA specials on BetUS, and they have Victor Wembanyama to score 50 plus points in any regular season game, and then 55 points in any regular season game. 50 points is a lot of points. That's a lot. But can I see it happen? Yeah, I actually can. Now, 60 points, I don't know if I'm gonna go that far. 55, look, if I'm gonna go 50, I might as well go 55. So let's see here. I'm not super confident on this one, so I think I'm just gonna roll with maybe a 20 piece. Let's see what a 20 piece does. Let's give it a minute. It's loading on up. Here we go. All right, let's do 20. Get you 100. I'm with it. Placing that bet. All right, so I'm gonna go with Victor Wembanyama getting at least 55 points, and that's mostly due to the fact that we have Chris Paul. Confirm that bad boy and get on out of here. All right, so also, if you guys are interested in BetUS, you will receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposit, up to $2,000. Just use promo code YouTube150. Promo code YouTube150. That's what you use. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this game. I'm very disappointed. And who am I disappointed in? I'm actually not disappointed in the Spurs at all. I'm disappointed in the fans, man. I felt as if I was kind of shocked, and I was naive in this regard, because when I was on live stream, it seemed like most of us were quite optimistic. Looking at my own comment section, I realized we are in a bubble here, because a lot of people were optimistic, happy with the performances that we saw during the first preseason game. But then when you actually scout out and you look at how other people felt, it was pretty bad. There were quite a few tweets, just quite a few blogs out there where fans just weren't that happy with it. I mean, no one was. I'll give credit where credit's due. No one was actually saying, "Oh my God, we're doomed this season. Oh my gosh, the Spurs are trash." That was just like a couple comments, but most people were quite disappointed. And in my opinion, with a team that hasn't really played together, right, at all, with Sidi Sissoko coming back after those injuries he's had or he sustained before, and then losing so much weight like he did, with the addition of Steph Castle, with the addition of just so many different players out there, with the fact that we didn't have a center, the fact that we were down 5 men, I do not understand the life of me how anyone came out of this game thinking that they looked bad or they looked terrible. I thought that the Spurs played together. I thought they remained poised. I thought they remained comfortable, confident, competent. Overall, I was quite impressed. I was not expecting them to look near as good as they did, and I thought that there were many instances where it was like, whoa, what the heck was that, right? There were many plays where I was just blown away. You know what? I'm going to risk copyright here. I'm going to risk copyright here. And I'm going to shout out Noah, okay? You know I love me some Noah Magaro. So let's see here. Noah posted something in particular that I thought was very telling. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna risk copyright a little bit, but it was one play in particular. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. This play in particular, this was low-key some 2014 Spurs right here. Look at this. Asks for the screen, fakes it, pass out. That was a beautiful pass by Sidi Sissoko. See, this is where I don't understand. Did people watch the game? And look at this pass from Blake Wesley. What the heck is this? Look at this pass. Good God. And if he would have hit this shot, that would have been in the highlight reel. And then Steph Castle gets the rebound, which he's very great at doing that as well. So that's one thing to keep in mind, that this is a combo guard. That's a really good rebounder. So he has a lot of the same measurements as SGA, but a lot of the same tendencies as well. So he's a great rebounder. Makes the right pass. Mamu makes the right pass. Now, if Sidi Sissoko, see, this makes me upset. If Sidi Sissoko could shoot threes, because a lot of people are trying to compare him to Diaw. Okay, Diaw could hit threes. he would not be thinking about driving. There was no reason to drive this. He was thinking, I'm going to pass this regardless. That's way too much space. You got to let that rip. That's way too much space. This is actually not a better shot than what you had originally. But still, that was a great pass. A really great pass. And obviously you just can't finish there. But overall, it was a lot of that last game. So I'm just a little confused on why anyone was disappointed in this game. There were many of occurrences where I was like, hey, this team has something, right? And this is not even the main group. City Sissoko probably won't even play a lot of minutes this season, right? I'm assuming he'll be getting some G League minutes. The question is with Malachi, how many minutes are we going to give Malachi? I think Malachi earns his minutes. I think he gets his minutes, but that's a question though, right? That's a question. Blake Wesley, I definitely think he'll be getting minutes, but my point is this group probably won't be out there a lot together. And this is like our third best group, right? If that, and this is what they're capable of doing. I don't see how anyone could come out of this and say, oh yeah, that was a trash game. It just makes me feel like we were watching two different games. But anyways, yeah, I'm really bought in on this team. I'm not expecting people to feel the same way I feel. I know 44 is super high. I think most people are around the 35 range, which is healthy. Going from 22 wins to 44 is almost unheard of. But hey, I think anything is possible, as KG would say. But anyways, I will get with you guys later, man. Let me know your thoughts about this last game. Until next time, bye.